What's going on, peoples? And I go by the name The Sorcerer, and I'm here to talk about a recent controversial situation that happened. I believe it was yesterday, depending where you are in the world, but it happened in the middle of the night or early mornings, shall I say, around 4 a.m. in LA, where an artist known as Lil Nas X was walking with just his boxers, white boxers, shall I say, and white boots.
Sunrise. Give me that phone so I can throw it. I want to throw it far away so you never see it again. I don't like phones. Don't miss the party tonight. Why are you still here? You need to be telling everybody about the party, girl. What's your problem?
They did say that he was ODing and had substances. So these are the reports that's been mooted in media platforms such as, various media platforms. You have TMZ there. Obviously, it's once TMZ puts something out, everybody has it's a chain reaction. It ripples, right? And you can clearly see that there was some type of abnormalities in terms of his way of his behavior. Now, here's my take on the situation. Lil Nas X, a couple of years ago, I'd say recent times, he was known for being a provocateur, right? Quite a polarizing type of artist where he would push the envelopes of his own expression. But by and large, that would piss a lot of people who oppose to those things. So let me explain. He would, I think it was, I can't remember the name of the song, but it was him being a figure dressed up as the devil, right? Or some type of demonic figure, some type of like symbolization to be this demonic figure. And it pissed a lot of people off, and it was the way it was. I can hear it like hitting the nerve. I can hear the song, but I can't remember much of the video. But I do remember people's reactions towards that. I do remember what he was wearing, which was a very much. He had braids on, long braids. He was wearing what seemed to be as the devil or some type of satanic type of symbolization. And the truth and the reality is, in terms of it being a attention seeking during this attention economy time, especially when it comes to social media, YouTube, X, you name it. For him, it worked from a marketing perspective. But the problem that he had, he waged a war and he kept pushing and poking the bear in terms of people that are opposed towards it. Now, what I feel has happened is that there are a lot of people that effectively were fans of his or wouldn't mind listening to his music. They felt very much so that it was just too controversial. His music, effectively, or his sales, his revenue, whatever you want to call it, his buzz has fallen off in recent years. And what I see right now is a clear indication of an artist, a person has fallen off. And now this feels very much like a cry for help. And this cry for help has resulted in a situation of him walking down the road and effectively looking very. It's a sad state of affairs, to be honest with you. I don't wish bad on anyone. That's not my type of thing, but you can tell that there is some type of wounding, trauma, something that's not being resolved, and you can clearly see that. And this is just an indication that when you are pissing a audience off and a certain group of people, and that could be people who believe in a certain religion. There are many people who may not be religious but may also hold certain types of beliefs, such as being a conservative, or in essence not being disrespectful, showing some amounts of decorum, that sort of thing. It is going to piss people off, and it is going to effectively be a chain reaction towards, okay, here's your reactions towards this situation, and you are clearly going to feed that reaction by rage baiting, by effectively reacting in a way that's going to keep prodding and pushing until the bear bites. And it did. Most people decided to be like, you know what, I don't want to listen to him no more. I do not feel like, if anything, his music is strong enough to give him any more or relevance. And that all of the things that he's doing right now is just shock value. And once the shock value has ended, the buzz seemed to die down. The music didn't hold up as he thought he would. And the problem that he has now feels very much like there is a failing and a lack of fulfillment within his life, because what was seen as something, in essence, a good idea, has basically been a chain reaction towards his downfall. I don't pray in anyone's downfall. I only show and say what my opinions are, and it clearly sees, and you can clearly see it when you go to his Spotify. The views ain't viewing, the listeners are not listening. And this is an indication of somebody really falling from what seems to be heightened success towards a fall from grace. And this is ultimately what's manifested and cultivated as a form of failure. That's now he's acting up with the usage of substances, if you know what I'm saying, and walking around. Clearly, this is abnormal at 4 a.m. And what I will say is, every action has a reaction. Every action and how you put into Earth and to this world, right? You're obviously going to. Don't get me wrong. If you've signed yourself to low vibrational energy, you're projecting your life towards that low vibrational outcomes. That's just how it works. And now, towards the walking in on the streets at 4 a.m. with just white boxes on and some white boots, of course you'll be walking down and you'll be in that energy of low vibrational energy. Now, this is clearly a person that's in an area in their life where it doesn't seem like he's doing really well. Feels like it's a cry for help. Seems like this is a way of garnering some type of attention. And with regards to what's his name, Lil Nas X, when you are not fulfilled, and when you are constantly trying to chase a type of or garner some type of reaction, so that you're validating others and not yourself, this is what happens when you don't have personal fulfillment. When you are constantly trying to pick battles with people that ultimately have not wanted to have any type of battles. And this could be a situation that you've attacked someone's belief, or you've done an expression that you know it's going to piss people off. We have to understand that there are consequences towards that situation. And what I see is that I don't feel he was ready for that. There has to be an energy of understanding that, even though the story of, I think it was I think it was Icarus, flying towards the sun way too high and then you just fall, that fall from grace. And this is what happens. The area of um, invincibility. Now, this is a soft way of crashing out, but this is also a clear indication that you've gotta you gotta be prepared for whatever you put out. Be ready for the transaction when it comes back to you. That's my point of view, and a clear indication that this person doesn't have a fulfillment and clearly has something within himself that he feels that there is nothing to be fulfilled about. Because if you're truly happy, if you are truly in an energy of fulfillment, and this is my personal opinion, but nobody in their right would walk in the middle of the night at 4 a.m. intoxicated or ODing. That for me, it's a cry for help. And that's my take on the situation. Just be careful about what you are ready to put out, because there is a ripple effect and a chain reaction. And with these chain reactions, when they come back, they could form as a manifestation, as, if anything, as a consequence. And that's when you operate in situations such as low vibrational energy. They attract. It's a transaction. So you put out low vibrational energy, you're only going to be receiving it. That could be through physical, spiritual, or an energetic type of way. And that's my take on Lil Nas X. Sorcerer.